Before Jose Aldo wanted to become a fighter, he wanted to be a professional football player. Although after getting beat up in multiple street fights, he wanted to learn to defend himself. The first martial art Aldo trained in was capoeira. After school every day, he would go train in the streets with other practitioners. One day a local jiu-jitsu instructor saw Aldo training and offered to teach him jiu-jitsu. Aldo immediately grew a passion for jiu-jitsu and wanted to dedicate his time to training. Jose decided he needed to move if he wanted to chase his dream. So he took everything he had and moved to Rio de Janeiro and began training MMA at Nova União. Aldo made his professional debut at 17 years old and won the bout by KO 16 seconds. In his next 6 bouts, Aldo continued to have success stopping all of his opponents in the first round. Then he came up short in his next bout for Jungle Fight, losing by RNC. Not deterred by the loss, he would bounce back, winning his next 3 fights on smaller promotions. Jose's first step into stardom started when he was offered a contract to fight for the Zuffa-owned WEC. He fought 8 times in the WEC and he decimated every opponent he faced. Probably the most famous KO of his career happened in the WEC. Aldo knocked out Cub Swanson with a flying knee just 8 seconds into the fight. His next fight was for the featherweight title against Mike Thomas Brown. He finished Brown with strikes in the second round to win the title. After that fight, he battered Uriah Faber's legs with leg kicks and KO'd Manny Gamburian in the last WEC card. His belt was turned into the UFC featherweight title when the UFC absorbed the company. When the featherweight division was brought into the UFC, it was business as usual for Aldo. He went on to defend his title 7 times in the next 4 years, beating numerous top fighters in the division from Kenny Florian, Chan Sung Jung, and Chad Mendes twice. Since McGregor came into the UFC, he had begun playing mind games with Jose Aldo. McGregor would call Jose out every chance he got, following him to press events to taunt him. After a year of trying to put the fight together, the grudge match was set for UFC 194. Conor shocked the champion, knocking him out in the first 13 seconds of the 1 RST round. The loss devastated Aldo and he didn't fight again for the year. Aldo bounced back, beating Frankie Edgar in his returning match after the McGregor loss, winning back the featherweight title. He would unfortunately lose the title again to Max Holloway and also lose the rematch by TKO. Jose would bounce back, winning his next 2 fights, but lose to Alexander Volkanovski in his last featherweight bout. After losing, Aldo switched weight classes, going down to bantamweight. Aldo lost a controversial split decision in his debut to Marlon Moraes, later losing to Peter Yan by TKO for the vacant bantamweight title.